Okay, Scarlet descended. Alright, so first stage is an Archdemon Belial. Nothing you haven't seen here before. He gives you 3 turns to kill him. For this team in particular, you have to have 1 row and 5 combos. Will one-shot him. If you do 4 combos, he'll be left with about 20%, which is not good because he'll kill you if you wait until your 3rd turn. So 1 row, 5 combos, he's done. Alright, next is what I would consider to be the most annoying stage of this dungeon because it's really difficult to one-shot both of these demons. Even with 2 rows, it's no guarantee because I think once the tar demon lived when I did that. So what I would recommend is to make 1 row, kill the fire demon first, and keep the green one above 35%. That's when he has a chance to do his evil slash, and that will one-shot even a Korean team. And then, so make 1 row with your first 7-star formation, then make a second 7-star formation, and 2-shot him. That is the safest way to get past this stage. This stage actually killed me 3 or 4 times while I was testing this, so it's really, really annoying. Okay, next stage is the Greenmore. Nothing too challenging here. You just mostly recharging your skills. What I would recommend is to actually use all the heal orbs on the board at any given point because she has a 30% chance of converting all the heart orbs to greens with a skill, and she does hit kind of hard even with your resist. But basically what you're trying to do is just get your skills up and get her to just below 50%, then one-shot her. She will do a skill that increases Skyfall chance of green orbs by 15% or something like that, which can be useful because they can give you free combos in later stages. But just make sure to activate a 7-star formation or just one-shot her right after because she does get dangerous into 50% and you probably can't tank her for too long given your lower levels. Okay, next floor is Kraken. He's also not in your squad. If you have an Eyes as a green card, then she's unbindable, and you can just 2-shot him with 2 rows. But if your green card is bindable, then you'll have to work around that. Nothing too bad. He will one-shot you under 50%. Just make sure while you're stalling out the bind to keep him above 50%. Nothing too difficult here. He attacks once every 2 turns. But yeah, you can just 1 or 2-shot him with the 7-star formation. So nothing too difficult here. But just make sure you go to the next floor with your shield up and or with a full HP team just in case Divine Queen Hera comes. So with full HP you can easily tank her preemptive here. And then you just go ahead and just slowly kill her. She is possible to one-shot if you want to activate a 7-star formation, but I feel like you would want to save that for the boss just in case. Under 50% and above 30% she will use her Divine Queen back. Actually she will just use it whenever she is under 50%, and she'll bind your God cards, which is really annoying, but nothing that you can't deal with because her Ultra Gravity will only do about 40% to you, so nothing too bad here. If you end up getting the fire one, the Dancing Queen Terror, you can just 2-shot her with or one-shot her, depending on how many rows you get with the 7-star formation. But yeah, Divine Queen Hera isn't too bad. I feel like it is the easier one because you do have a chance to save your 7-star formation. Here is just debating whether or not to activate my 7-star formation, but I decided to go with trying to kill her with my rules instead. So that was maybe 1%. She had maybe 1% left, so I think that's why that worked. Okay, so the next floor is the boss Scarlet. So for the first turn, I would recommend not actually doing any damage to her because she will do a damage buff if that happens, which will double her damage for the next few turns. And among those moves is one that will do about 16,000 damage when buffed, which will kill this team. But you don't want to match no orbs either because then she will do a debuff of your skills for 1 to 2 turns. You just want to match stuff off color orbs and do nothing for the first turn. She also has a 100,000 damage shield as well, so it's not like you can do much anyways. Just match nonsense orb and then wait out the damage absorb, and then after the one stat is over, you can actually one-shot her or pretty easily or bring her down to purple. In my case, I actually thought I was gonna die because Skyfall came down, but she actually did a different move instead, and it all worked out, and I was able to one-shot her pretty easily. Okay, next is Scarlet's actual evolved form. Over here, what you want to do is either one-shot her or get her to just under 50%, at which point she'll bind you, or she'll bind your leaders for one turn, but you can just use your unbinder there and then do the rest of her kill her. She has about 7 million HP, so about 3.5 million water damage. Just be mindful that once you get her under 50% HP, you will have to do the 3.5 million instead of 1.7 million. She'll also kill you under 20% HP. But if you can one-shot her quickly, then the dungeon will be over. Besides her annoying skills and besides the demons, overall it's a pretty straightforward dungeon. And